experience of, from an auricular perspective, especially in induction. So like if somebody is a little bit overdue and they want to have the baby before they have to be induced chemically. This is the approach that I usually will take. I think of it as three different elements, and one is hormonal. And so the hormonal element that I focus on is treating a point for oxytocin. One of the uses is to help with lactation, but another use is that it's a relaxing hormone that is present in the birthing process. So if you treat the oxytocin point, of course, again, if it's active, but typically it will be active in this case. If you have someone who's ready to give birth, by treating it, you're going to balance the system, the hormonal system that is regulating the release of oxytocin, which is really helpful. On the same page, 137, is a point called gonadotropin. It regulates the balance of estrogen and progesterone. This is helpful in a lot of situations. For this particular situation, I really like treating it because it helps to take the body from where it is to a place that's more balanced in terms of the estrogen and progesterone. So you don't have to necessarily know which is high, which is low for this person, where the imbalance is going, in order to say, okay, I need to stimulate this or decrease this. All you need to do is stimulate the gonadotropin point. The hormonal system sorts it out for itself. So what you're doing is you're encouraging a rebalancing. Again, if it's active, right? Those are a couple points that I think are really key in the hormonal side of things for that. The other, of course, is treating the actual uterus area. Treating the actual uterus area, again, helps a balancing of that organ system so that it's more prepared to perform the task that it's about to perform. The uterus is a large area, and you have, as you can see, these little hooks on the ear just are kind of showing that you're pulling back the helix so that you can expose. It's kind of underneath the helix. Now, one thing you should know is that the ear is a current map, meaning if the organ system that you're looking for is physically larger at that time, the place on the ear will also get larger. Okay, so if you have somebody who has liver cirrhosis and their liver is twice the size of a normal liver, that's going to reflect on how much space it's taking up on the ear. Okay, with a uterus that is at 38 weeks of pregnancy, the uterus itself, the area on the ear, is going to be quite a lot larger than it is in this book. Okay, so you want to look around that area and then see where there is an active point. There might be one or two active points. Okay, it's center line as well, so you can look on both left and right. So treat whatever points you find active in the uterus area. The third element is an element of relaxation. If it's the first time giving birth, or if it's not the first time, but the first time was traumatic, then you could have a lot of anxiety as well, right? And so there are a couple points that are going to be really helpful for the nervous system. One of them is the anxiety point. Worries on the left, anxieties on the right. That is on a right-handed person, and they're both in silver, though you'll find them in silver. I would just treat one, and I would check to see which one is active. You don't want to just treat everything you find, right? You want to pick and choose what you treat. But if worry and anxiety are both active on somebody who clearly has a lot of anxiety and worry, it appears more physically. It's like you get knots in the stomach, you get short of breath, this kind of thing. It's a very physical reaction. Worry is more mental, right? Worry is more like you can't sleep at night because you keep on wondering about what's going to happen, right? So that's a big difference between those two. And so you can, just with a couple questions, perhaps you can also see like which one of these elements affects you the most.